Hello gamers, it's SoftKitty99 and today we're coming back for House Flipper Pets and we have two jobs somewhere. Which ones have we got? So there's one there, a little one and a big one here. Oh right, so we're next to Morgan's Clinic. We've got two of the houses closest to Morgan's Clinic. Let's do the smaller one. Homestretch. Mark has always had a clear idea of himself. A sportsman? Yes. A gentleman? Sure. The best son in the world? Well, not really. Yet his parents are getting old, so Mark decided to move in with them. His wife likes the idea. The neighbourhood is ideal for anyone who enjoys running, cycling and swimming, just like they do. Their son is a bit sceptical about it, but the family dog will love it. Oh, that's kind of sweet. He's coming home to take care of his parents. And at least his wife's happy about it, and I'm sure the son will love it once he gets to meet some of the local kids. So let's accept that one and go and take a look. Because the house is slightly smaller doesn't necessarily mean the job will be smaller, but quite often they are. Let's see. Now we've probably not got to do the whole house if he's moving in with his parents. Some of it should already be done for the parents, shouldn't it? So we'll be just changing some of these spare rooms or updating some of the older rooms for the family that's moving in, won't we?
As you know, we're moving in with my parents, and we are on the home stretch right now. More people, more pets. It will get crowded.
Yeah, that's the only problem, isn't it? Be on top of each other.
Nothing too complicated. Renovate the rooms upstairs, build a doghouse for Champ in the garden, and prepare a place for him in the living room. He's not a backyard dog. A fellow sportsman, I can say. One more thing. Don't let my mom's cat out of the bedroom. That's it. All in all, not a long shot for you.
Don't let my cat... So his mum's got a cat and he's bringing in a dog. I hope the two of them get along. Right, so it's got a double garage, so that should be plenty of space for the two families. The garden doesn't look too bad. It's not full of weeds. It just needs a little bit of a trim because it's probably getting too much for the older folks. It's not too overgrown though. Let's give it a quick mow just to neaten it up. And if we've got to put down a dog house, well, we probably don't want to be working in longer grass now. Why have I done wrong? I've just tried to jump instead of put the mow down. Okay, let's try that again. No, not the strimmer, Kitty. We want the... Now, see, that worked fine now. Why did it go funny in the first place? I don't know. Right, so let's try not to jerk about too much with the mow, because that does make me feel travel sick, so we have to be a little bit careful here. Otherwise, the episode will be over before we start. Right. So there's not a lot of garden at the front, so hopefully there's a bit more space at the back, because he said put the doghouse in the backyard, so I'm assuming this will be a bit bigger. Oh yes, this looks like this is a bit bigger. So it looks like the dad of the family, Mark, and the dog are kind of fitness, sporty type people, so that's probably why he's got a nice big dog, because the two of them hang out together, and having the dog gives him an excuse to go out and do stuff. Yes, they've got quite a nice big garden for the dog to run around in, and we're in the countryside, so the cat and the dog will be able to avoid each other if they like. But hopefully they'll get along. I have two cats. They got on brilliantly with one of the neighbours' dogs, but the other neighbour's dog barks at them, so... but they always played with my other neighbour's dog, so... Cats and dogs can get along, and they don't always, though, so it'll be interesting when you introduce them, especially if you're introducing them into what's been the home of one of the others for quite a long time. You never know what's going to happen. Yeah, it's not a bad sized garden for a big dog to be running around in if he does have to spend some time in the yard. Though that is definitely not the plan from what they've said, and with all this countryside to explore, that shouldn't be too hard for them to keep the dog entertained. It does look like a fairly big house actually. From the map it looked like it was going to be a tiny house, but it's much bigger in person, so that means the bigger houses on this map must be really big. So the other one on the map is down that way there, look, I think that's the other house, so we'll be doing that one in the next set of videos after this one. I don't know how many this one will take. I think most of the jobs are taking at least 2 episodes and some of them are taking 3. Oh, I missed a tiny little bit of grass there, we're going to have to go back for that. Right, where did we miss that little bit there, look. Oh, we've got 2 of those big blue butterflies here. Oh no, 3 of those big blue butterflies in this garden. Interesting. So we don't have any flowers for them to be particularly attracted to the garden. They're just a very pretty piece of atmosphere, aren't they, in the garden? We'll probably try and be a bit systematic with this walkthrough of this house, because it sounds like some areas are going to need work and some aren't, so it's not a matter of running through the house and cleaning it up and then coming back and putting furniture in. Some rooms will need work, some won't, so if we try and be a bit more systematic about it, start on the downstairs and then work our way through the house. It looks like it's 2 stories, but there could always be a basement. You never know with these houses. I mean, the one on the lake, we weren't expecting a basement, and there was one in there. And a huge one at that. And we're nearly there, I think, with the grass. Ta-da! Right, so we want to put a dog house somewhere in this back garden. I think I'm tempted to put it in one of the corners. I just want to see if I can get a little bit more of these edge bits of the grass that have stayed up. Yeah, so we've got quite a few roads in this look, you can see 3 roads from here, look. That's a lot of roads. A little country place, isn't it? Did every house build its own driveway? That could explain why there's so many roads, couldn't it? If they're like off the grid and it's not, the roads and things are not planned by the local authorities and stuff. Okay, so we've gone around them much of the edges, I think, pretty much as we can. I don't think we can get anything else up with the mower. House doesn't need painting. I think maybe this corner for the dog house seems to be slightly more shaded and away from like open wind space, as though oh, that's that big dog house that we saw in the other build, and I did wonder if we could build that, so yeah, that looks good. Right, so that's the garage, behind the garage, isn't it, in this corner? Yeah. See, it's further away from the rivers in this corner, so I think this is probably going to be the better corner to pop the dog house. So it's the Uspar large dog house. The house is kind of an orangey colour, so I don't think there's a wood that kind of matches that colour because it's painted. But we could use the cherry to make it sort of slightly orangey, as at least the like basic framework of it. And then, oh, we can change the roof colour. Oh, green might be quite nice because that it kind of blends into the landscape. Because there's a lot of grass and trees and things here, so a bit of green probably a good idea. Oh, should we do a green dog beddy carpety thing inside as well? That might be quite nice. Little red accents. That bowl for the red? I think that might be the bowl. We'll try and change it maybe to sort of an orangey colour, and then right, I think this is the right way around then, isn't it? 'Cause the entranceway out to the front and to the side here, that might work. And then this will be the most enclosed section. It's bolted together, okay. So that's 4 bolts on each panel. Yeah, so 4 bolts on each side to bolt it all together. It is quite a big dog, because it looks like a German Shepherdy type dog, I think, from the picture. Oh yeah, I quite like the green in that. Yes, I do like the green roof, especially in this countryside setting. And then the cherry wood for the frame kind of blends in with the orange of the house. I like that. So we need food bowls and things for the doggy. Let's make it green again because we can... Where should we put that? If we put it near the fence away from the doghouse, then if he spills food and water, it'll go on the grass rather than into the doghouse, and so it won't be such a big deal to get rid of it. You can just spray it with a hose pipe to disintegrate it. Okay, alright, so a plain dog bowl and then a self-filling water bowl, which if you've got really hot summers is probably a really good idea actually. Also it keeps the top water clean. And it's constantly putting cleaner water in, isn't it? The only thing better is the water fountain, but they have to usually be plugged into some electric, so they can't really use those outside. Yeah, so we've got the bridge there, look. So we've got like rivers, lots of roads, like 3 different roads. I think they all lead to different houses. I think that's why there's so many roads. And then that's Morgan on the hill, and then there's one of those is the next job, isn't it? And then the other one we haven't got to yet. So there's like four houses quite close together there as a little grouping. I'm assuming we don't need to do anything in the garage. Yeah, so it's a double car garage. So the car that's already there will be the grandparents' car, and then the family when they move in will probably bring theirs. So that's good. They've got plenty of space, and they've also got a big drive if the wife has a car as well. Which they probably will need to have if they're in the countryside. If you're going out to work, you're going to have to drive, aren't you? Right, so they want a different front door. So we're going to put him on an... Oh yes, the new one, that lammy full-wall exterior door with pet entrance. Ah, yes, that makes sense actually, putting a cat and doggy door in. And then you've also got the light coming in from all of the windows all the way around the door. I really like this door. I think it's gorgeous. It's not going to fit into every house though, because it's quite big. So if you've got one of those narrow entrance halls, there's no way you'd fit something like this in. So I think we'll go for sort of paler woods and maybe a touch of... Should we get a touch of gold? Probably the closest we can get to like the orangey hue of the house, isn't it? So I'm trying to blend the door into the building as it's already painted. So I think the paler sort of woods will work as well, especially with this like slightly coffee coloured wall in the interior as well. Oh, we're going to have to touch that up because it's gone flat with the exterior. Yeah, you can't actually control where the door goes. It automatically puts it in at the furthest point as far out as it can go. So we're going to have to... Oh, it's light vanilla. We're going to have to touch that up with the light vanilla. So there's not a lot to paint, just a couple of little strokes. Or maybe 4 strokes, okay. I'm glad they told us which colour paint it was, otherwise I might have had to buy 2 or 3 to actually find the exact shade. Oh, that's quite cute. A little cat on a fence wall hanger for like all your leads and toys and keys and things. That is really cute. Right, so I don't think they want us to do anything else to that. Oh, we've got it downstairs. Let's have a look down here. Oh no, we don't need to do anything down here. It's kind of a storm cellar. Few provisions in case you have to hide from a storm. And through here, another storage room, and there's the washing machine dryer. Looks like some crafts projects. Looks like someone was a seamstress. Maybe Granny was a seamstress. Got some things boxed up. Maybe they're for the family that's moving in. They've shipped some crates of their stuff here, ready to unpack once we are ready for it. Right, so we don't need to do anything down here. Look. But there's still quite a lot of space downstairs. They could have turned that like into a game room, family room, couldn't they? Where's that? Oh, is that the upstairs room then that's showing at the top of the stairs? Yeah, dining room it said. So yeah, that's the room next door. I assume that's just suddenly showing up this one. Yeah, dining room. Yeah, that's what was showing up at the top of the stairs. It's the room right above the stairs. That's why the game's slightly confused because of where the stairs are. Right, so we need to sell the whole double sideboard and a sofa with patterns. So This is the double sideboard then. And then the sofa with patterns. We need a bigger sofa, won't we, because we've got more people. So dog stuff and a bigger slightly bigger sofa. Yeah, the Tomback light corner sofa. We've kind of got the vanilla-y, pale, creamy, beigey type colour scheme going on in here, so we want to try and match everything to that as we go. So let's look what type of brown shades we've got for the different pillows. So the Crozzy is the one I'm going to use for the bigger pillows at the back, I think, maybe. Or should we use a slightly different? No, let's make all of those Crozzy, and then we could use maybe the beige or some sort of orange. The caustic orange is the one with like the little cracked floor sort of effect, isn't it? And those stripy ones with the orange in kind of matches the colour scheme we've got going on here. So the dog bed, and we want the corner the other way around, don't we, actually, because then it will kind of, the longer section will fit along the wall in the corner instead, so that will actually look nicer that way, I think. So let's go for the same sort of colour scheme as we went for before. There we go. But that looks better, and that orientation looks better. So we've now got this corner space that we cleared, so this is going to be the dog space then. The Mornista dog bed with legs. This is a huge, look how big that dog bed is, but it is like a big German Shepherdy type dog, isn't it? So it needs a big dog bed because it's a huge dog. And we want some feeding stuff again, so let's make the water feeder blue. I just this is a me thing, this. I like water bowls to kind of be blue, because then it's easy to remember what you're putting in which bowl, and you don't accidentally cross-contaminate your foodstuffs and things. I also like, with my cats, I also like to have a bowl for dry food and a bowl for wet food, so because if you get wet food in the same bowl as dry food's been in, then the water kind of messes up the dry food, and the dry food's really good in hot weather and overnight and stuff, so that they don't keep waking you up. So that's probably just a me thing. I don't know. If you've got pets, do you do something like that yourself, or do you use the same bowl for everything? I don't know. And then we've got a corner over there, you see. So we've got a corner for the dog and a corner for the cat, look, because all the cat stuff's over in this corner. Oh, look at that thing on the wall. Oh, that climbing thing. That's gorgeous. My cats would adore that. Unfortunately, our house isn't big enough for something that big. That's a tiny little powder room downstairs. Again, we don't need to do any work on that. I'm assuming the kitchen isn't going to need any work either. That looks nice and clean and fresh, very light colours. And we've got a dining table in there. Yeah, that's all set up and doesn't need any work, so that's less for us to do. So is that the downstairs completed? I think it is. So let's take a look what we've got up here. So the hallway, again, doesn't need any work. This room has a cat in it. He said, don't let my mum's cat out. There's the kitten. Hello, pretty kitten. How are you today? I've got something to dispose of that's right in front of you. Is that a little crinkled up piece of paper? Did I leave that for you to play with? Oh, I am so sorry. Let me pet you. The little cat is a little British and is called Young. Hello, Young. How are you? Or are you just Young? I'm assuming Young is your name, because it would be very sad if you don't have a name in your grandma's kitten. Yes, you're very, very cute. Want to play with a Momo? No, he doesn't want to play. He or she does not want to play with Momo. Oh. No, you don't want to play with Momo? I think that Momo is very cute. Look, it even moves. That is very not cat-like to ignore the Momo. I can't ignore the Momo. You're a kitten. Okay, let's get rid of the Momo. Can I? Yeah, there we go. Okay. So he said, don't let you out. All right, let's have a look at what's in through this room. Is it a little bathroom or a closet? Oh, it's a little bathroom. So they've got a private shower room. So that's good. They get some privacy because they've got their own ensuite little room for the bathroom. Right, so this is going to be one of the rooms for the family that's moving in. So we've got mum and dad and a kid, a young son, they said. Oh, and then this is going to be the family bathroom. So the family will have this room, this bathroom, and the grandparents have got an ensuite. So that's good. That gives everybody their own space. So we've got 2 bedrooms. Though, to be honest, the 2 bedrooms are a little bit small. Fitting a double bed in is going to not leave a lot of space in one of these rooms so much of anything else. So the family are going to be a little bit restricted in the space that they've got for themselves. Surprised we're not converting the basement, because there's a lot of space down there, and I think this is the end of the house, isn't it? Because it is only like the 2 stories. Alright, let's have a little bit of a clean here, and we've got a great big plaster hole in the wall. We need to plaster that up. So, quick window clean, quick spruce up around the room, and then we'll buy some plaster. As far as I'm aware, this is the big hole on this wall is the only hole I've spotted to do plastering with. So it shouldn't take us too long to sort out that. Right, last little section on this particular window. There we go. Right, need a little bit more cleaning. Remove all the stains. Then we want plaster. So, no, plaster is not listed in the task section, so we're going to have to go to the store section. And we want, where's walls gone? There we go, walls, plaster. Pop that down. And plaster, 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 plaster. I'm going to leave that here just for now, just in case we do find that there is anything else that needs to be plastered later. We'll just double check. So we need to sell can't access the toilet to sell it. So sell it, but couldn't get the right angle. Let's try it from a different angle. We're going to sell the window. Okay, we're moving the window, I take it. Now we got it. There we go. So that's everything to sell, isn't it? Yeah. So we're going to need to put in a new window there. It doesn't look like we need plaster here. So let's check the final room. So let's follow the list. Let's remove all the garbage and sell the items that it's got listed. We definitely don't want to keep a dead tree. Poor little dead tree. Yes, there's quite a lot of furniture in here. Do you know what? This room looks like it might have been the dad's bedroom growing up as a kid. Because that kind of looks like a teenage boy's room, the things that were in it, doesn't it? So does this mean Dad's going to come back to live in the room he grew up in? That's kind of a strange thing, isn't it? You don't kind of expect to end up back at the house that you started at, but I wonder if it does happen to more people than you think, especially if you're like, oh no, my parents need help now. Right, so let's clean this one. So you kind of got a view out to one of the bridges from this room. This feels kind of like a very relaxed renovation because it's not a full project. It's like half the house needs some work on it, and it's kind of doesn't feel like pressured or anything, does it? It's kind of a fun little family getting together sort of feel, so it just feels so much more relaxed. Right, we definitely seem to be done with the plaster. So which room shall we do the decorating of? I think we might be able to fit in doing one of the rooms, and then I think we'll come back for another episode where we do the other two. Where to start? Stop being indecisive, Kitty. Let's do this room. So this is where we think the dad grew up as a teenager. So maybe he's moving back in here. So let's just see if this is going to be the parents' room then. So, although it is a very narrow little room, but let's see. So floorboards, we're going to put in the Krotsku brown wooden boards, which I think is one of the favourites for this expansion, because they've asked us to put those in a lot of the houses that we've done renovation work for. And we're going for a countryside sort of vibe as well for the walls, because we're using the bright panels on the walls as well. So these are the very kind of rustic. They look a little bit like weather-worn, weather-beaten, don't they? The effect of these particular boards. In Britain, that kind of effect of walls with that like faded board was very, very popular in the 1980s, and I haven't particularly seen much of it since then. But if you're going for like rustic cabin countryside feel, I think that is very, very, well, it should be very, very popular for like the countryside feel for a finish for a house. Problem, of course, with wooden panels is wood seems to be very expensive these days, and I think a lot of people just simply can't afford to use it even if they would like to, so that might be another reason for the decline. Also, if you've got pets, they like to scratch, and you have to spend a lot of time trying to teach them not to scratch. And if you had wooden panels on your walls and a cat, I'm sure the cat would just love to scratch it, and then you'd be like, oh no, all that money I wasted. So lots of reasons for maybe why these things went a bit out of popularity. But for a proper countryside house, I think it is kind of a cool aesthetic. Alright, now can we like finish the edge of the... If I want to finish the edge of the window, I'm going to have to buy another packet now. I think it's just going to look nicer if we finish all the way around the edges, so that's what we'll do. There we go. I've got all the edges, one more over there, and I think, double check, that we are done with the walls. Beautiful. Right, so what's left? Right, the only space for a double bed is going to be right at the end, isn't it? So this is a radiator fitting, isn't it? Right, so where's the radiator? That's a curtain, not a radiator. Let's put the curtain up and then let's try and find the radiator. Yeah, I think the little flowers might be quite good, because that feels kind of countryside themed to me as well. So it's like a little sort of pink and red flowery pattern on this one. There you go, look. Yeah. Votvi tall radiator. So what colour should we make that? Make cream? Cream, yeah, cream sounds good, because the wood is quite a pale colour, so kind of want to try and get the radiator to blend at least a little bit towards the colour. I think that's one of the lightest colours that's available, the cream one. Right. Yeah, so the wardrobe's going to have to go at the end wall there, I think, and the bed simply has to go in that end bit of the room. It might even have to go up against a wall. I'm not sure that we've got space for a double bed and like bedside tables at either side. I don't think that's going to work. The Getic double bed, that's a big bed as well. I think it's pretty much going to have to fill the entire space. You're going to have to crawl over each other to get in and out of the bed. What colour shall we go for? Beige? Cream? Cream? Cream. I think cream. And which sort of pillows? Oh, pale pink maybe, because we've got little bits of pink in the flowers on the wall. And we also got little bits of green because of the leaves and things. What do we think? Yeah, I like that. The green and cream for the cushions, and then we get white to match the mattress cover sheet thing. Oh, the woody wardrobe, it's that huge wardrobe, but that will give them a lot of storage space for clothes and things. So let's make it a paler colour. Pale oak, maybe? That's kind of a worn finish as well, isn't it? Or the American elm. Cedar. All of those three probably will work with the colour scheme that we've got going on here. So yeah, cedar for the back plate, and then American elm for the doors, just to add slight little bit of depth and a little bit of a different colour, and we'll have cream for the fixtures and fittings and the screws and things. I think we're going to have to close the door in order to be able to place it. Though the door really isn't in the way, it just appears to be in the way because of the positioning. So let's try that again. Did it remember our settings? I think so. So it's cedar for the back, American elm for the doors and drawers, and then cream for the handles and screws. Right, what other items have we got? So we've got lots of pictures and a dog bed and a couple of little shelves. Yeah, because there isn't space for the bedside tables, so we'll have to use little shelves instead. So let's make sure that we put one right in the corner, make sure it's high enough to not get smacked on the head when you're trying to lie down. Then we can put one at this side as well, and then we can pop a lamp on those instead of having a bedside table. White and gold. Yeah, let's try white and gold to go with our colour scheme. I think that's going to work. Our colour scheme. Yeah, I like that. That fits our colour scheme. Okay. Now the dog bed's going to be quite big, isn't it? Because it's a huge dog. The Ramal dog bed. Right. Beige mat, maybe? Crozzy. Maybe Crozzy, because that matches the light cream. And we've already got pillows with that sort of pattern. Ooh. Maybe here. I think this is going to be the best spot for people to not be falling over the dog. Yeah, and then that also keeps the dog near his humans and guarding the door. That's a good spot for the dog. That's usually the sort of positioning they like to be in between you and the way out to protect you. Then a few pictures. Photo steps on the river, that can go on the wall. Let's put that above the bed here. Maybe we make a little cluster of pictures on the wall here. Now, do we make them all side by side, or do we make like a square? Do we do like... We could do like that with two at either side, and then... Or we could do a wider section with the... Or we could do above and below. There's lots of different ways you could put the pictures, so I'm just not sure how tall are these. Kind of like... I want it to look okay, I don't want it to look wrong. So can we line that up with the bottom? Oh yeah, that's going to work. Excellent, bedroom done. Hope you enjoyed today's episode. Please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. From SoftKitty99, goodbye and happy gaming!